Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's Local to Global Mavens with myself, Cheryl Lynn from Cheryl Lynn International, where I help out local businesses go global and have successes for a steady stream of clients to their local business. And my wonderful co-host,
Adam Homey, founder of the Business Creators Institute and help my website sell.com, helping you spend less time editing and maintaining and more time educating and monetizing.
awesome. I don't have my lower third on yet, but I'll get that going because I just came off a call with Alex Mendozian and I had a rush. I only had like a 5-minute thing to get this going. It usually takes to set up a Google Hangout, Adam. It usually takes me about a good half hour.
I'm aware there's a lot of steps to it. It's a lot more than just pushing a button.
Yeah,
You got to set up the episode, and you got to send out the invites. One of the systems we like to use for our webinars is called Webinar Jam, which uses Google Hangouts as the broadcast platform, and then adds an app to your Hangout so that it functions like a webinar. That's basically what Webinar Jam does from the end user's perspective. And there's a lot of little buttons you have to push in there. I mean, it takes me on average almost an hour to set up a Webinar Jam event.
really?
Oh yeah. There's a lot of pieces to it because it also has its own automated follow-up system. So you put in those automated emails that remind people to attend the event. I found with events like teleseminars and webinars, or even Google Hangouts, where you have people register in advance for them, that there's a formula you use that encourages people to attend live and increases your online attendance rates. I'm used to online attendance rates of 40, 50%. And people look at me and they ask me, how the heck do you do that? Well, it's because we have no holdback when it comes to making sure that we make it as easy as possible for people to get on our events. As soon as you register, you immediately get an email that has all the details, and we say, put this in your calendar now, don't miss it. Then we send a reminder 24 hours beforehand to make sure that they're prepped and pumped and ready to go. 3 hours beforehand, we send them an email. That morning or that day, 3 hours beforehand, we send an email just to put it on top of their inbox so they can leave their snipe hunting gear in the closet. That's a good phraseology. And then we have one go out. It depends on the software and the technology. Some let you send it out 15 minutes beforehand. Some say, program it. We'll send it within that hour. But the thing is, we aim for 15 minutes, but if we can't achieve 15 minutes due to software limitations, anytime within the hour before it goes live, we get a note out telling them to hit save on what they're doing, go refresh their drink, finish up that Skype chat, whatever you got to do, and get yourself ready to be here. We've been doing this way for years. I have yet to see a single person either opt out of that sequence or say, hey, stop bugging me, I'll be there. No one ever says that. They appreciate the reminders, and our live attendance rates show that.
Right. No, that's so true.
And setting all that stuff up when you're doing an event using Webinar Jam or Instant Teleseminar or using one of the email marketing systems, that's where a lot of the time goes, is making sure we word that properly to encourage people to attend.
Yeah, again, content, right?
Right.
That comes up again, and it's so true. Now I have Webinar Jam, but I've never used it. I bought it when he first launched that, Mike and Andy, when they first launched it.
Right.
But I've never used it because I've just gone on to using Google Hangouts because I'm a Google girl. Right, so that's what I've done, and I haven't used that platform. Say, I have my own website. We created our own website and had that going, and that's just what we ran with. And then, of course, with my weekly ones, the workshops that I do, I just do it out of my lead pages. So anyway, there's different platforms that you can use: website, lead pages, Webinar Jam. All those can certainly support Google Hangouts. So. Anyway,
right,
that's good. So today I kind of wanted to chat about Google AdWords.
Okay.
It is, excuse me, it is a buzzword amongst many local business entrepreneurs as well as online entrepreneurs. A scary word, AdWords. It's like, oh my goodness, right? So also I wanted to chat about the actual event that they have coming up, and I've got my box in that I wanted to show everyone here, that I'll be doing my own virtual event, which I just got approval on today. And part of the actual virtual event, they're giving out notepads. I've got Google, which you can't see it. I know you can't see it, but it's embossed with their logo here. And of course, pens and all kinds of good stuff that we can give away. Because once or twice, they may be doing it 3 times a year now, that if you're a registered Google partner like I am and you study from them, they train you, they give you tons of training in terms of helping businesses, whether it's online or local, but I'm focused just on the local side of things, how to advertise, how to get your business online, yada, 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 using their algorithm. So they teach us a lot of different stuff. And for us being a partner, because they're sitting in their office and they can't train you know, individual local businesses, individual online businesses, everything there needs to know about Google AdWords and their platforms and their algorithms and all that kind of stuff. So they actually teach us. We have exams that we have to go through to further enhance our education and online training with them, so that we can be that liaison for that business owner to help them get out there. So Cheryl Lynn International is a registered agency with them, and no one in the actual community has done an online event, which I am going to be doing on Wednesday. So February the 11th, Google will live stream to us partners and let us know what's going in, say, for 2015. They will also give a lot of different tools and strategies with various different elements. They don't tell us that part of it. It's a surprise to us all, but it's just really filled with a lot of good content for the local business and the online business. But Google is really putting a lot of emphasis on local because of smartphones, because of local search, and at the same time they want to help consumers pick out the good business in the local community, because Google is a business themselves and they want people to advertise. So that's how they get their revenue, and that's through advertising worldwide, except for Japan. They're not in Japan. Japan will allow them there. So anyway, so I'm holding my live event, and what I wanted to actually help business owners today and through this Google Hangout with you, Adam, is just to kind of take that fear away. Once I really made the commitment in 2015 to be to further my education with Google, is to, you know, really, there's a lot to absorb. There's a lot to do. But what we do is we're the kind of the people that study it, and then we put it into a nice format for the business entrepreneur to easily learn it and have successes through it. So one of the things that, there's kind of 5 things that I wanted to touch upon today, and that is the actual Google AdWords. We get those coupons in the mail, whether, I don't have you got a coupon, Adam?
I get a few of those from my hosting companies from time to time.
Yeah, so they get, the hosting company gives you to spend money with AdWords, right?
Right.
Yeah. So a lot of the people will use it, but because they don't have it optimized, their Google AdWords, it's like within maybe a couple of clicks, the money's all gone. Because what happens is Google ranks that ad that's going online with different scoring steps that they want to make sure that the ad, it looks good, it's going to the right landing page, so on and so forth. Because as you meet those certain criteria online and Google ranks you high with those different elements with your ad, then they reduce the cost per click for you. So 5 things that I really, really wanted to share with everyone here today is, number 1, you want to make sure if you're going to run a Google ad is make sure that it goes to the proper landing page. So if you're going to advertise, say you got a local business that serves cats, does cat grooming, make sure that the landing page goes to an actual cat grooming page.
That would help, yeah, not a dog grooming page or a page about basket weaving.
Yeah, because Google reads that, and if they see that, and you got to think in the minds of Google here a wee bit, and the consumer. So if you're advertising, you got cats on there, and then that particular consumer that really needs that type of service, then it's a dog, they're going to click away. And Google knows all that traffic through their algorithms, and they watch that traffic. So it's really, really important, and what will happen is they'll score you really low, which means your ads will go higher because you haven't got it set right. So they don't want to give that consumer the misinformation. Number 2 is make sure that you have the right keywords. This is a really key thing. So if you're going to, and we'll focus on cats because I know you love cats.
We can focus on whatever you want.
Yeah, so if you're actually advertising to do anything to do with cats, say we'll just cat grooming, okay?
Right.
I don't know, but anyway, we'll do cat grooming because I take Casey dog to his dog grooming. But say cats, so you have cat grooming on the title of the actual ad. So that is the main thing, what it's all about. And then in the body of the ad, it mentions those keywords again. Google likes to see that in the body and actually on the title. So make sure that that's there as well. That is so relevant and so important that sometimes you'll see, say, just a choice word, cat grooming, and then in the middle it talks about, their actual business. So their business is like, we sell gadgets for cats, and we sell, collars for cats and all that kind of stuff. Well, no, Google doesn't want to see anything about cat collars because the actual ad that you're running on the title of the ad says cat grooming. So just make sure that it's got cat grooming in the title and then cat grooming in the body of the ad as well.
Right.
Number 3 is make sure you have your call extensions out. So there's another part of the ad that says that really has your call out ads. So maybe it's for a free cat service, a coupon, or whatever. Make sure that you use those call outs like buy now, shop now, and it's all related to cats. It's got to be all related to cats, because then actually when you actually use those extensions in your ad, Google then gives you really good relevancy as well. So in an ad, sometimes you'll see on your research, they have the title, of course, and then have the body, and then that's it. There's no more of the ad. And then you have someone that really completes everything in their ads about this deep. And that's what Google wants you to see. It wants to see. They want you to let the consumer know that you have, you're really strong about that cat grooming service, and it's everything about the cat grooming, and take advantage of all that free tools, because when a consumer sees that, when they're through their desktop or their mobile phones, they see all those that ad filled out properly, then they're more likely to click on that link, and at the same time that consumer is going to get really, really good value from clicking on that ad. And then again, Google says, I really like this ad, so the cost per click is going to be down, and I'm going to push this more out to consumers for you, and I'm going to give you more business.
Great.
Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah. And if you're a local business, another thing that you want to do, and that's number 4, is make sure that your telephone number is right there on, and really if you can fit it on the actual title of the ad, so it's like cat grooming, and then you put your phone number at the very end, because it's really, really important if you're especially a local business, and sometimes like you have a phone number as well, so for your business, Adam, and it's just the consumer can actually really click that phone number nice and easy and quick and get some get some help right away. That's what they need. So that's another thing when it comes to Google Ads that you have as well. And we're talking about text ads. There is 2 type of ads that you can run on Google, which leads me into the 5th point here, and that is a display ad with a picture and a text ad. So a text ad really shows well on, and they're doing that on the actual mobile phones, a text ad, not your actual big picture. You know how you'll see sometimes there's banner ads, and then there's a little square box ads. Those are called display ads. And when I look at some of the online businesses, like we see Andy Jenkins and Mike Filsaime, promoting Webinar Jam,
Sure.
that was all over the internet. So, and of course, that's retargeting, they call it. So they're following me around because they know that I'm interested in that product. And Mike has definitely allowed the script on his website, so for retargeting. So Google knows that. So that'll follow me around. But he was very big, and it really is good if you have the banner ads. But again, it's going to cost you like a lot of money. But if you fill out the ad space for the display ad and fill all the columns correctly, number 1, your keywords, like I mentioned, make sure your title is connected properly with the right landing page, make sure the ad copy, that's the description, has all those keywords that are in your actual title, make sure you have the phone number, you take available all the call to actions,
Right.
Then it's really, Google will do their best to help you. And if you fill out all those type of 5 elements I just mentioned here on the Hangout, then your quality score goes up higher, and then your cost per click when someone clicks on that ad goes lower. So it helps you expand your business globally, or you can actually select it just to be in the local community, but it has a tremendous benefit for you as a business.
Right. Absolutely. So what would probably help us a little bit more here is if you could either now or within the next 10 minutes expand upon a little bit more what Google's going to look for in the landing pages that people land on once they click on the ads, because this is where, even rewinding several years, getting your ad approved has a lot to do with your landing page copy, and I've seen a lot of people have challenges in this area because they think they're doing it right.
Absolutely. And for myself, let's get an example of, we'll keep within that cat landing, or that cat grooming. There's a lot of businesses that have a main website. And what happens is it goes to, say, their home, like, anyone that's going on, say, abc.com, it'll go to their home page, right? And within the home page, you have a lot of different silos, it's called, or pages within, your header. So there's About Me page, and there's a Contact Me page, and then there's a Service page. If you're running an ad and say it's all about you, then make sure the ad says About Me in your title and then your description. But who would? You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But in your website, you're going to have various different services. So what Google looks for is to make sure that if you're doing that cat grooming on the title and then you have that link, make sure that link is going to the page on your website that explains all that.
Right.
Now, that's really good. Google wants to see that. Sometimes what will happen is some people will actually create a landing page specifically that is geared to the actual service that they're advertising. So they may have a video there, they may have opt-ins, which is good because Google wants to see that as well. And it's all about cat grooming. So
Right.
don't send it to another part of your service within your business that may be relevant to dogs, you
Right.
know, or reptiles or something like that. So that Google wants to see that that ad is linked to that particular silo within your website that is all about the description of the title of the ad, or make sure that you create a landing page, just kind of a one-form page. Google likes to see that as well.
Right. Okay. That in itself is very helpful to us. And again, I'm trying to think in terms of folks who have had challenges with advertising on Google AdWords. And let's say that you find yourself in a situation where it seems like even though you are responding to the decline notices and you're making all the changes they ask you to make, they still keep declining your ad saying you never did it.
There's something's got to be wrong with that ad. So
okay, right. Now, some people blame it on bots because it has been said that some of the ad reviewers are actually computer programs.
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
I mean, it's a part of their algorithm. You know, of course.
Right. Because I find it hard to believe, and tell me if I'm wrong about this, that a human being actually reviews every single ad that gets requested or posted.
No. And that's what I just mentioned earlier, a second ago there. No, it's not. But the thing is that they have it automatically set up for a certain algorithm examinations, you know what I'm saying, of the ad. But at the same time, Google's there for support. They never used to be there for support. You can very easily contact them to help you with that. They never had that before, but they are getting into that big time. Not last year, it was the end of the last quarter of 2013, where you could actually call them and get them to help you with their ad. They will let you know that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Those are most of my questions about the topic.
Yeah, so it's really, you know, as we're moving forward in 2015, and every day, you know, one thing I just learned through all this training in 2015 so far with Google, there is so much, it changes every day. They're releasing something new with their algorithms, or you know, they're acquiring something, or they're just you know, got a new program released. There's just Google is big. I mean, they got tons and tons of employees, and they change something just about every day. So it can be very overwhelming with for a local business or an actual online business. I don't know. Do you do a lot of advertising, Adam?
Me personally, no.
No. So a lot of people will go to Facebook because it's very easy and it's low cost.
Easy. I've been in discussion groups half the morning and have already read 5 posts about people's ad accounts being shut down for absolutely no reason whatsoever.
On Facebook?
That's this morning.
Really? On Facebook?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Facebook advertising and easy are 2 words you rarely find in the same conversation.
Really? That surprises me.
You're probably one of the very few, I hate to tell you.
Wow. No. I find, you know, I personally find Facebook ads a lot easier to get up there and created than Google, because Google, you're tying in your analytics, your AdWords, all those kinds of things. Facebook, it's just like a touch and go. I don't know. I've never had a problem with Facebook, so I can't really say anything.
You're one of the few.
Really? Have you personally?
Tons of problems.
Really? Got
Yeah.
ads declined as well?
Yeah, because I was allegedly promoting tobacco products. I could
Really?
pull up the email and show you. It really happened.
No, no, I believe you. Oh, no, I believe you. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely not. No, no, you're.
Yeah, and I had a conversation with somebody who at the
Wow.
time worked for Facebook, and
Yeah,
that's where I found out about the bot thing because she was an employee of the company and explained to me that a lot of the ads, and maybe this is 2012 information, I'm not sure, but she explained to me that a lot of the ads are actually reviewed by bots.
really.
And
Yeah,
she explained that as part of when she went over how to structure the ad and how to word the ad and how to set up the ad so that it would go through
yeah,
and get approved.
yeah. Wow, wow. And that's Facebook or Google?
Facebook.
Facebook, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I've actually found, I mean, again, this is, I mentioned a moment ago, this is not a place where I spend a whole lot of time myself, but I've actually found Google ads to be easier to work with. At least there's a modicum of logic. Now, I have seen people get stuck in the loop of, well, my ad got declined and I made the changes they asked for and they keep declining it for the same reason, even though I did that. That's why I asked you the question.
Yeah, yeah, wow. No, and I find Google a lot harder. A lot harder. Knowing what I know to now, even with the algorithm, whatever, it's very, 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 to me, a lot more difficult.
Right. Now, see, with Google, I mean, they do change their algorithms very frequently. We've heard of the pandas and the alligators and all the animals that have come by and all the slaps and everything else, but you have to look at it this way. People have gamed Google so many times. I mean, you remember back about 10 years ago we were having the Google AdSense party?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Now, although I believe Google AdSense still exists, when's the last time anybody you know had a conversation about Google AdSense? Maybe you know somebody because you're a Google partner, but I can't remember the last time somebody asked a question anywhere like, "Hey, how do you make money with Google AdSense?"
Yeah,
I can't
no.
remember the last time I've seen AdSense on a web page.
Wow. There's actually a couple. I was just visiting a web page because Daryl Eves was doing some training, video training last night, and there's another suggestion that he had in training last night. But there, AdSense, you can't make any sustainable income using AdSense alone. It just doesn't happen. What
Right.
the key with AdSense is, if you are doing a particular marketing strategy, and that is you got lots of viewers, like I'm talking about, your videos are getting like 100,000 views, that's what makes your AdSense make money from it. There is two girls. There's one girl I just was seeing yesterday through the Daryl Eves training, and I clicked on her videos, and that's all she does. That's
Hmm.
all her income is AdSense. But each video she publishes per day, and she has over 100,000 review or views per video. That's what's going to make you money. There's another one. It's called well, it was actually Joan Rivers. Joan Rivers started doing interviews and was having interviews with people in bed. So she would
Interesting.
actually, yeah, yeah, and you should Google it because it was a friend of mine that actually sent this through, because she was making money on AdSense by doing interviews with people in bed. And of course, her reach is like endless, right? So each video was getting a lot of views. So of course, she's going to make a lot of money on AdSense, and
Right.
each ad was filled with the AdSense, monetized.
Wow.
So that's how you can make money with AdSense. But just putting AdSense up in a website, I don't know if you remember, like back in 2012, they'd say, put AdSense, that bar across the top or in the middle. There's still websites that do it. I mean, AdSense is around all the time, I see. But if you really don't have that strong strategy of driving people to that one medium and using AdSense, it's hard to make a sustainable income from it.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah, this is a really great topic, and thank you for sharing this with us today. I mean, we don't. I personally have not seen a whole lot of people. Maybe it's just the spaces I inhabit, or maybe I don't know. But I haven't seen a whole lot of conversation about Google AdWords lately. So I appreciate you bringing this up again, because I think it's a great platform. But just one final question. I know we're right at the top of the Hangout here, but just one final question is, who are some of the best industries or types of businesses that will gain success on AdWords? Because just like with Facebook advertising, there are certain types of businesses that really will gain absolutely no benefit whatsoever from using that platform because it's not designed for them. Let's think about this positively from the AdWords sense. Who should advertise on AdWords? I mean, who really will get the most benefit out of it?
Well, there is a lot of companies that can benefit from it, but let me just give you a kind of example from an online perspective. If you've seen, which I mentioned earlier, Mike Filsaime and Andy Jenkins ads, they do a lot of advertising using Google AdWords, but they use a lot with the display. Another one is Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is online business, and he does a lot of advertising online. The offline world is Home Depot has tremendous success with doing online advertising. Another one is Starbucks. Starbucks is very huge at the same
Right.
time because they drive local traffic back to their stores, as well as Home Depot. Home Depot does a lot of advertising. Another big company online is plumbers.
Okay.
From my end, I see them quite big. I won't mention the name, but there's one company that's really heavy. Every time I click on a video, whatever, he's even got his plumbing advertising there. So, but there's a lot of people like I know, say, you don't see like who I'm trying to think of. Like I've never seen an ad out there, say for Fabian Fredrickson or Ali Brown or any of those mentoring coaches. I see a lot of them on Facebook, like Lewis Howe, Amy Porterfield. Like they do a lot of money on Facebook ads, but I don't see
Sure.
them. And I think a lot of people shun away from the Google AdWords because they really just don't understand it. If they just took maybe a few days, hired an agency or talked with Google themselves just to kind of to learn a wee bit about it, because it's got to work for the online business entrepreneur, or Andy or Mike wouldn't use it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I see a lot of when they've got a new product they're releasing, they use it big time.
Right.
And another one is Ryan Dice. Ryan Dice uses Google AdWords as well. Yeah. So it does work in any sense of business advertising online. Google AdWords works for any business.
Fantastic.
Okie doke.
Fantastic. All right.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you very much for joining us here today. I hope this particular Google Hangout gives you some insights so that you will begin to just learn this particular medium of really promoting your business online. So hopefully it was helpful. If there's anything I can help you out with, please do so. And I'm here to help. And also Adam is here to help as well.
All right.
Okie doke. Have a great week, everyone, and we'll talk to you next Friday. Bye now.
See ya.